Hi everyone. Are you someone who's interested in starting to strengthen your spiritual muscle, starting to grow this connection? Maybe there's been this seed of awareness starting to come into your sphere, and you're wondering how you can grow it. Well, today I'm going to share with you 3 ways, simple ways. You don't have to buy anything to start to grow and strengthen that spiritual muscle, and also therefore start to have a more expansive and joyous experience of life. My name is Lenora Lennon. Let's get started. So I will note all 3 of these items are probably things that you know about already, but we're keeping it nice and simple here for you today. So number 1, meditation. Yes, if you're already on this sphere of spiritual growth, you know about meditation. Maybe you already practice it. But if you don't, keep it super, super simple. 1 minute a day is all you need to start to practice. It is a practice. It's not about perfection. It's about consistently doing it. Now, there's all kinds of ways to meditate. My favorite way is just to simply sit with my eyes closed and start to focus on my breath, feeling the in-breath and the out-breath, feeling the in-breath and the out-breath. And then you might find that your mind gets distracted. You start thinking about a list. Maybe you go like really right into it and you only actually focus on your breath for 3 seconds. That's okay. Once you catch yourself, just bring it back to the breath. You even very practiced meditation practitioners have to do this. It's a common misconception that the thing you hear the most is, I'm too distracted. I am not focused enough to meditate. The point of meditation is to start to notice how distracted our mind is and start to kind of get acquainted with those distractions that come up in our minds, and then having this ability to start to notice these distractions, and then a tool to bring ourselves back to our center. And the best tool for doing that is just simply paying attention to the breath. Another one of my very favorite ways of meditating that I use mostly these days is the prompt, can you listen for the silence that's already there? Notice the question isn't, can you hear the silence? So you don't even have to have silence. That's another really challenging thing with meditation, is there's all kinds of noises and distractions around us. We try to minimize those as much as possible. But the fact of the matter is, we live with people, we have neighbors, we have pets. That's part of your meditation practice, is noticing these distractions and then bringing yourself back. And this prompt, can you listen for the silence that's already there, gives you something to do. It gives you something to listen for, and you're listening for silence. I find it very effective. I wanted to share quickly, I've even been on month-long yoga retreats where we meditate for 20 minutes a day, twice a day, all together, 200 acres of land, private, so that, and everyone there is for the same purpose. Well, what happens when you're meditating in a room of 200 people? People are coughing, people are sneezing, people are fidgeting. It's annoying. So that's the practice, is you get pulled out and then you bring yourself back. It's just constantly bringing yourself back. So meditation, and that may have sounded like a lot. 1 minute a day. Start with 1 minute a day. Even if you stay with 1 minute a day, it's better than no minutes a day. Prayer. Again, you know this already, and in fact, this might make you scoff if you come from more of a religious background and that's not where you're at these days. Personally, I'm not. I'm more of a spiritually minded person, but prayer can be the simplest prayer is thank you. Another simple prayer is help. That's all you need. What I've done is I started a little book. Actually, I didn't even get a fancy book. I just had a journal that I happened to already have, and I started at the back of it because I don't know about you, but whenever I get books for something specific, it ends up, I don't know, it ends up kind of falling by the wayside. So I literally just took an old journal that I had that I never finished, and I started at the back end of it so that all my prayers would be in one place, and that's kind of where I've kept it. And so you can start to collect prayers that work for you. You can Google, say if there's a certain angel you're interested in. Lately, I've been really interested in Metatron. So prayers to Archangel Metatron, prayers to whoever, my guardian angel, prayers to my higher self. Prayers to my loved ones who have crossed over. Just Google it. Do a little bit of reading. Find something that resonates with you, that this spirituality is such a personal thing. There can be things that cause us to close off. So if you find a prayer that mostly you feel good about, but there's some language that causes you to close off, change the language. Make it work for you. This is your spiritual journey. So you want to make it work for you. You want it to be as expansive and loving for yourself. So, if you're a writer, maybe you will write your own prayer. So meditation and prayer. The third way to start to flex your spiritual muscle and start to develop your spiritual strength is a practice of asking for signs and synchronicities. So this is a practice where you're going to see pretty immediate results of this connection that exists between us and our higher self, our higher power, whatever you want to call it. Goodness. I like to use goodness a lot. So what it is all you have to do is sit quietly and say, I am whole, I am worthy, and I am ready to receive. I am whole, I am worthy, and I am ready to receive. And then you just let it go. You're asking to receive a sign. Now you can get specific in terms of what you want the sign to be. Personally, I've done both where I ask for, say, a butterfly to be my sign, or a dragonfly, or something in the clouds. You can get specific. For the most part, I like to leave it open. So what you do is you ask and then you just let it go. You let go of any expectation about how it's going to show up. And you also don't look for it. You don't then go on about your day and start hunting down this sign. It's best to ask for it with as much presence and earnestness as you can, and trust that you will receive your sign. And then just let it go, like I said. And then when the sign comes up, you will know. You will know. And you've probably already experienced this in your life where you've received a sign, and then as humans, we've really been taught to cut ourselves off from this connection. And usually what we'll do is we'll be like, oh, no, 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 that's whatever. That's not it. That's nothing. It's nothing. So a sign, a synchronicity, a coincidence. But what you want to do is acknowledge it and embrace it and feel the expansiveness of experiencing this connection. Another thing about signs is it doesn't have to wow anyone else. You don't have to be able to share this experience with someone else and have them be like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I can't believe it. It's that knowing that you receive, that instant knowing. And it's almost like a little hit of electricity. And it can be really subtle, but you know. And that's another part of this developing our spiritual muscle, is to start to trust our own hearts, start to trust our own aliveness, start to trust our own inner wisdom. And nobody else has to believe us. Nobody else has to give us any kind of validation. This is your journey. This is your spiritual awakening. This is your spiritual development, your life. You get to do with it whatever you want to do. You get to believe whatever you want to believe. So use these practices, try them for the next day or even 2 days, and see the difference that it makes. If you liked this video, please like and please subscribe to my channel. Also, you can check out this video here or this video here. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.